List out all the things that you need to do. Do the laundry, call your mom, write that essay, go out with your friends, and suddenly your page is like 5 pages. And instead of working on any of these things, you just shut down. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. You're completely frozen and paralyzed because of all the things on your list. I have been there so many times, and I definitely was just there. Between starting my college classes this semester, becoming an RA, and making a lot of new friends, and trying to do this YouTube channel, I have been super overwhelmed, and that has definitely contributed to the fact that this is the first YouTube video that I'm making in 3 weeks. When I'm overwhelmed, I feel like something's wrong with me because it seems like everyone else can just start ticking off the boxes, and I am just like emotionally shut down when I feel that feeling of overwhelm and I feel completely out of control. But I love the quote that says perfection is the enemy of progress. And that's really the mindset that I'm trying to adopt now in terms of when I'm overwhelmed and when I'm trying to be a perfectionist. There are 5 things that I have used to help me overcome overwhelm and keep going on my journeys and maintaining progress even when I feel like I have so many things to do. This first thing is really going to piss off people who are like type A all of the time, gotta get it done, gotta get it organized. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. Go off and plan and calm down. I don't know about you, but I cannot get anything done when I feel that feeling of overwhelm and constant anxiety where I'm just like frozen and I'm not even thinking clearly. It's really funny to me how some people will come to you while you're in this state and tell you, well, just go get the things done. That'll make you feel better. And it's like, it's definitely not that simple. Take some time to yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed, even if it's just 10 minutes to go outside, take a deep breath, take a walk. And more importantly, I like to plan how I'm going to get these things done and what things are going to be my priority. I can't just jump into things without a plan. That freaks the crap out of me. And so taking just a little bit of time, especially in the beginning of my day, I plan out when am I going to do things. I look at my calendar, I see what I have going on, I break things down into little chunks. And if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I like to plan my activities in terms of what I already have planned and scheduled for that day. Taking the minutes that it takes, even if it's half an hour, to plan out when you're going to get your things done. It might seem like a waste of time. Maybe you're one friend who never admits that, there's anything wrong with them or that they ever feel anything but utter perfection, would tell you that that's a waste of time. But I promise you, it might make you feel a lot better. Number 2 is to narrow your focus. Having everything on one list, I actually really like because it helps me just take whatever's in my brain and put it on paper. So definitely start there. But is that essay that's due tomorrow as important as reading a chapter in your book for next week? I would say no. When you're in a state of overwhelm and when you are completely booked and you feel anxious, that's the time when you need to step back and you need to pull back. And even though you feel like you have a lot to do, focus on what your priorities are. I pick 3 main priorities for the semester that I'm going to work on. And right now it is my health, my learning, and my community. Now, is this YouTube channel a priority for me? I mean, yeah, it is. And I'm definitely going to find ways to put that work up front so that when I do get overwhelmed, I can still get those videos out. But at the end of the day, if it comes down to I have a research paper due, do that or do this YouTube channel, I have to narrow my focus and figure out what are some things. Maybe I can post my video 2 days late. Maybe I can use some old clips that I already had. Not everything can be the priority at the same time, especially when you're like freaking out about how you're going to get everything done. Then you should lower your expectations of yourself. This is so important when you're overwhelmed. If you're a perfectionist like me, you want everything to be done and be done perfectly, and that can be such an enemy for me. Because if I want to go to the gym, I want to do the workout that I had planned. I want to stay for as long as I had planned, even if I'm feeling bad, even if I don't have the time. And so it's hard for me to get over that mental hurdle and just do something. I said in my habits video that you have to master the art of just showing up, especially when you're passionate, especially when you get overwhelmed easily. It's so easy to want to do everything perfectly. And honestly, there's such a place for those fine details. But sometimes all you need is momentum. All you need is to keep going. If it's important to me to study for a test, I could say I have to read through every single chapter and highlight everything and then go and turn everything into handwritten flashcards with cute little, drawings on them. Or I could lower my expectations and be like, let's go to the summary. Let's put the keywords into a Quizlet. Let's study those. Let's do something today. And no matter the outcome, no matter how excellent it is, doing something is always going to be better than nothing. It also helps you get started when you feel like you're not pressured to be perfect. It will help you get started because we hate to fail. And if our expectation is for us to be perfect, we're really setting ourselves up for failure. And that's what I had to do with this video right here. I had so many expectations in my head because I have a couple videos that did really well on here. And I'm like, I'm in a dorm room now. How is it going to be like as cute as it was? How is it going to be as perfect? I don't know how to make a great video. And it's like, no, I just have to do something because that way I'm making progress. The next tip is to productively procrastinate or procrastinate smart. There's a place for you to ignore your emotions and push through. Sometimes you have to do that. But I think that if you can, you should base what you're doing in that day based on how you're feeling, because it will lead to more of a productive outcome than if you tried to force yourself to do something when you didn't want to do it. For example, if you want to start researching for a huge essay that you don't really want to do, and it's going to take a lot of time and you have the time. This is assuming that it's not due tomorrow and there's no real intense urgency on this. Why should you force yourself to try and do that task that you don't want to do when you are feeling tired, sluggish, sad, or upset about something that day, when you could just use that time in that day to do other things, like easier things, like work on flashcards, clean your room, go talk to your friends. And then the next day, after taking care of yourself, having a good night's rest, maybe journaling out your feelings, the next day you wake up feeling more energized. You wake up feeling better. That is an ideal time for you to do that really difficult task. And here's why I think this works. My grandparents think I'm crazy for this because they have been taught that you just force yourself to do stuff no matter what state you're in. But I have found that the time it takes me to complete a task is directly related to how well my body and my mind were suited to take on that task. A 4-hour assignment when I am feeling really gross and terrible might have taken me 1 hour if I was feeling alert and focused. And so I say, if you are super overwhelmed, learn what to procrastinate on. Learn what you're just not going to do today and push it off. And my last tip is to use the experiment mindset. This has been a game changer for me. The experiment mindset to me is all about putting myself back into the place of the observer and making it less personal so that I feel like I can get started and not feel so overwhelmed. It looks like this. Instead of me being like, I have to work on my research essay and just leaving it out there into the universe. Instead, I would do something like, I wonder if it's possible for me to get an A on this essay. Or I wonder how much I could get done in an hour in this essay. And that puts you in the mindset of competition and trying things out, and there's a lot less pressure. That's how I started this YouTube channel. It was so scary. I didn't want people to judge me. I didn't think that I had anything good to say, valuable to say. And instead of being like, oh, I want to build this big YouTube channel and create a community of people and be known and recognized and have great work. Instead of doing that, I said, I wonder if I could get really good at making YouTube videos. I wonder if I could make 10 videos in 2 months. I wonder if I could get to 1,000 subscribers in 3 months. And for me, that's like a challenge. And I like that so much more If you are more of an emotional person, I'm an emotional person, can be very paralyzing. And I want to tell you to be kind to yourself, that it's okay. It's completely okay that you're feeling overwhelmed, and it's completely okay for you to take care of yourself before you take care of your tasks. Remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. One small step is at least a step. And if you're trying to form more discipline around your life, but the traditional style of doing it and that tough, force yourself, just do the thing hasn't worked for you, check out this video all about feminine discipline.